Hey everybody, it's Phil here from Clevelandmoto, and we've got the brand new for 2023 Vespa GTS300ie, and it is an HPE, high performance engine. There are several changes in this bike. I've got it parked next to a 2022 Vespa GTS, so you can see a lot of the changes in these two machines. The first you're going to notice is the leg shield trim is chrome versus the aluminum on the 2022 model. You'll also notice that the headset is different. It is not an interchangeable part number. The headset is different. The reflectors for the high intensity LED lighting is different. The mirrors are different. Take a look at that. This mirror has more of that cool sprint style shape to it than just the regular round mirrors that you see on the GTS. Now, let's take a look at these front running lights. They are definitely different. That is the running light on the 22. Here's the running light on the 23. Now, the front end is what they're calling a lot of attention to. Been looking at a lot of European information on this bike. It is dramatically different. You will see that there is in the back here a support arm, and this fixture, as the shock absorber mounts to the caliper hanger, it is different than it is on the 22. This thing is set up in a parallelogram. They say this is going to help the suspension of the bike a lot and change the handling. You'll see there is no adjoining arm in there. It is just unsupported in that area. So we do have that going on in the 23. All right. There are definitely some small body changes and small shape changes, but I know what everyone wants to talk about is the dashboard. So this is the standard GTS model. This is a keyless start. So here we have our key fob, and there's this little tab, and the small tab takes the place of our God key. So on the 22, when you're looking at the 22, you're going to see that you have the key and the remote trunk popper. It has the bike finder and the seat opener. Well, on this one, you've got that fob for your pocket, and this small tab right there is what takes the place of what we used to call the security key or the God key. You'll notice that the area around your knees is a little different, as well as the bag holder is different. No longer do we have the trunk popper button over here. It is now up here on the top handlebars, and you can hear that it does open the seat as soon as you hit the button. Still have the red light flashing on the dashboard to tell you that the bike is protected by a security system. I'm going to go ahead and push that on. It says welcome on the screen, super cool. And at this point, it'll give you a prompt. You can turn the ignition knob. Okay, go ahead and turn the ignition knob. And now you're going to see the display come up. Yes, it has a segmented temperature gauge. So the segmented temperature gauge on the right-hand side. The clock right now, I've got it set in European 24-hour clock. And the display comes up really, really nice. I gotta say, I'm very happy. Now, of course, on the SuperTech, you're still gonna have the 4.2-inch TFT display like you have on the SuperTech now. So you'll have that slightly different. But this bike does have Bluetooth connectivity with the Vespa Mia app, even though you have this more analog looking display and you don't have the 4.2 Bluetooth display. Now up here on the dash, we have a joystick that is a little bit different than the one that you had on the SuperTech before. Hey, you notice these big chrome areas right here on the top of the headset? That's totally different than it was on the 22, isn't it? Check that out. Also, over here for our high beam and low beam, we've switched over to the more standardized switch. And yeah, the lighting on this is crazy good. Yep. So there you go. Again, this is the joystick here, and then left turn signal, right turn signal located right here, and the horn as well. Dual tone horn, get your attention pretty easily. Now over here on the right-hand side, this button is not for operating your Mia app. This is simply turning on and off your ASR, your stability control, your traction control. Then your electric starter button is down there. So quite a bit different, absolutely different than you're expecting to find on the GTS from 2022. I'll go ahead and compare the two areas, the leg shield areas on the 2022. Check that out. And of course, leg shield areas on the 2023. Now, the key fob is in fact slaved to that little tab. So you definitely do not want to lose that little tab. That little tab is the important part of this operation. You can replace the key fobs. We've got a part number for that. It's not a big deal. You can get replacements for those. When you go ahead and shut the bike off, okay, It'll give you that nice little, you can turn ignition knob. And then if you walk away from the bike, if you move these keys far enough away from the machine, it will give you, if you're set for the Italian language, it'll give you the little arrivederci, and it'll just shut the bike off. Also, operating the column lock on this is simply, there you go, goodbye. Turn the handlebars to the left and turn the knob to the left, and it is locked. Now, you will not be able to get into your glove box. Now, I've got the key in my pocket, so when I pressed that button in, it woke it up when I pushed that start button. Now I'm going to go ahead, turn it on, and I'm going to push it straight in to show you that the key, the leg shield storage works the same way that it did before. And of course, if you do want to look in the trunk is super easy. It's very, I mean, the trunk, the under seat storage area bucket is the same as on the 2022. They are the same. The under seat storage area is the same on both bikes. So everything that you were used to on the HPE, that has been carried over with some cool styling changes. Okay, let's talk about the styling changes. The back lighting is fantastic. We liked the ring of light on the 2022. That was super cool. But I gotta say, I think that the lighting on the 2023 is better. I'll go ahead and show you guys what that is. You see the ring on the 2023. You see the stylized square on the 2020, I'm sorry, stylized square on the 2023, the ring on the 2022. Now look at the license plate holder. It is different. So this is more like a Primavera license plate holder, which is great. The GTS from 2022, it held the license plate right immediately directly up under the tail light, whereas this one has got quite a bit of real estate, about 6 or 7 inches between the tail light and your license plate. So that's pretty cool on this one as well. A lot of stuff being introduced with this bike. There's going to be a factory exhaust system that will not affect your warranty. There is going to be factory heated grips as well, and a heated seat. Super cool. Most of the stuff is pretty similar. I do like the changes. I gotta say, I'm very happy with a lot of stuff that they've done on the bike. It is super cool. I really do like it. And again, for people who just want to do some comparison, visual comparison between the two bikes, it is different. You know, different turn signals assembly, you know. Still has the slots on the side. Looking at the exhaust, there is a small, like a catalytic converter chamber. There's a small chamber on the exhaust on this bike that does not appear on the 2022. If you take a look up in there, you'll see, if you look in there, that you can see that there is a little bulged area in that stainless steel exhaust. Just a little bit different. New upholstery, so this is the standard model, or the GTS, not the Super, not the Super Sport, and it has gray, so it's got gray skins, and it's got the gray floor mat, and yes, those floor rails on that bike are gray. They do match the seat perfectly, and they do match the grips perfectly. Super cool. So if you have any questions about the Vespa GTS 300 for 2023, you can give us a shout here at Clevelandmoto. We'll be happy to answer any questions you have. Really nice, very impressed with the changes that they've made between the 2022 and the 2023. I do like that they've done this upgrade to having all the full line of the GTS bikes all now have access to the Vespa Mia app. I think that's really neat. And I also think that it's cool that, you know, they kind of stepped into the future, or at least caught up to a lot of the luxury automotive brands that have that key fob. So a lot of people really, really like that. Okay, if you have any questions at all, get in touch with me at the shop. Happy to help you out. Remember to ride fast and take chances.